Hello, Professor K here. Let's go over what we're going to do in week 6. Let's start off with our resources for the week. Just look these over. Most of these deal with resumes. So that assignment is your final assignment, a resume and cover letter. But this is good to get started on now to look this over, and it will definitely help you with next week's assignment. And there's 2 discussion board posts that you need to do. The assignment instructions for those are right here. Read those over. I think they're self-explanatory for the most part. If you have any questions, just email me. I want to focus mostly on the major assignment that's due, writing assignment 4, and that is worth 25% of your grade. It's a 1,000 to 1,300 word report on a professional organization that you're interested in as a career, and also report on a conference that that professional organization conducts each year. So this is a student example. If you click on that, I think I have a copy of that. No, so I'll go ahead and click on that. Okay, it comes up in your actual browser like this probably, which it looks good, pretty good, but it's not the formatting that you need. So I do recommend that you go ahead and download what you see there. That'll give you definitely the right formatted student example. And then you'll see here it's got the title of the assignment, but also a title for the paper, and this paper is focusing on the Armed Forces Communications and Electronics Association. Student's name and the date. Here's the organization again, so that lets the reader know what the paper is about, which is helpful. You do not need to do these running heads. It's kind of good to have page numbers, but you don't have to have running heads for this. And read this over, and it'll tell you exactly the content we're looking for this assignment. It has the in-text citations that you need for proper APA citations, and it also has the material, the content that's necessary, and it has the APA references the way they're supposed to be done at the end. So definitely look that over and you'll be good to go. That'll give you a good idea. The actual assignment, let's minimize that and get back to that. So I wanted to show, okay, so the actual assignment folder is here, and definitely you can get to the assignment instructions that way. While I'm here though, I wanted to show you this is one way to get to the rubric. So definitely it's again important to look at the rubric, because this is how I'm going to grade your paper. Did you find a professional organization? Is it named in the introduction? Is it clear to the reader? Definitely have an introduction to the professional organization that you're going to focus on. Is there a conference? Part of this topic presentation, this assignment, is to also find the organization, but also they have to have a conference that you're going to focus on every year. So each conference typically has a call for papers, and that's what conference people ask their members to provide papers, and then members will use those papers if they're selected to present workshops and presentations. That's how the conference works and keeps members informed about things. So do a summary of the topics that are in the call for papers, summarize that, and also summarize some of the topics, the main topics, the ones that interest you, and try to offer as much information as you can glean from the content of the website on the conference about that as you can, and provide some other information about the conference. The students feel, well, your field of study, say it's cybersecurity, looking over the websites for that conference. Did you learn anything about the field of study? Put that in your paper, and that should handle these parts of the rubric. Grammar and citation skills, of course, You have to cite your sources in APA format. It's mostly from the websites, the main website of the organization and then the conference website, but you need to do it correctly even though they're from the website. So I do have a paper that might help you with that. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And use your accurate grammar and punctuation. I'll review that as much as I can in the first draft that's due at the end of the week, and then you'll have another week to submit, work on your final draft and work on that. You can always use the Effective Writing Center tutors there to look over your paper too, to get some more feedback before you turn in the final paper. And let's go back to the actual assignment now. I think I have that down here. Your next writing assignment, report on professional organization. I think I went over introducing it pretty well already. So definitely read over this paper though, because it gives you everything you need to know to complete the assignment correctly. You want to locate a professional organization. This offers a way to do that, and do that. It gives an assignment. It gives you an example of this IEE. Computer Society Technical Committee has workshops, and so look at that over. They have a call for papers, and go look at that, and you're good to go. You'll have an idea of what to write about. Hopefully it should be in your field of study, something that you're interested in. There's lots of professional organizations that are great to get involved in, to network with people, and help you find jobs and learn more about the field of study, the work that you want to do. And the actual assignment boils down to this in a way: introduce the reader to the organization and conference, summarize what the topics in the call for papers are, describe the main talks that interested you in the call for papers, and also you'll be talking about last year's or a previous conference too, that you can look at, and there might even be some talks that are online or some videos that you could talk about and describe when you're writing your paper. And describe any new information you learned about your field of study and about your targeted organization. Cite your sources. Definitely write this paper. It's a report. It's not, I would say it's not like a totally formal report. You don't have to have an abstract or a summary at the beginning. It's a little bit more casual. You can use a first person. I put that down here somewhat, but you still want to be professional in your tone. You don't want to get carried away with being too casual, and you want to limit your first person use as much as possible. The I word, talk about, you don't need to talk, just write the facts and write what you found. Writing the paper, the best way is to have a main point. What is it that you really want to say is a main point of your paper? Put that in your first paper, in your first paragraph. That works great for a lot of assignments. That's called a thesis statement most of the time, but putting your main point in the first paragraph is a great thing to do. Then follow that paragraph with body paragraphs that support your main point. Include topic sentences, so each paragraph is like a mini paper in its own way. The first sentence of each paragraph should basically describe what that paragraph's about, and then the paragraph should include details that supports the topic sentence, and then the overall paper will present your topic in a nice report that is readable and understandable, and lets the reader get an idea of what you're interested in and all about the organization and the conferences that are held by that organization. The report should be 1,000 to 1,300 words. The first draft is due at the end of the week. Did want to show you one other thing, and then that'll be it. I did paper at the end of this module for this week. I put some information on citing sources specifically for a professional organization, and this assignment, it'll give you a way to document that the fact that you're getting information from the conference without having to put an in-text citation like after every sentence. You want to avoid that and just start with things like information gathered on the internet about the MEGA conference according to organizers, things like that. Just to let the reader know where you're getting the information, but you're not inundating the reader with multiple in-text citations after every sentence. It makes it difficult to read. So definitely look this paper over too. To avoid plagiarism, you must paraphrase, use your own words on all outside source information. So when you get the conference information off the web, just rewrite it in your own words. I know that's can be challenging, but that's best. That's how you do it. It's your paper. It's not someone else's paper that you copied and pasted. Because when you understand it and can write it in your own words, that makes it your work. Most information should be paraphrased. There'll be some direct quotations that you can use. If you see some wording in what's presented in the website or on the conference that you really like, go ahead and put that in direct quotations, and then you're good. That's fine, but definitely you want to put everything in your own words as much as possible. And that really is this week's week 6, so that's due at the end of this week. I'll get caught up. I think I'm getting caught up pretty well. I still need to grade your writing assignment 2, and I'll get on that pretty quickly now. And then there's one more assignment next week on the resume and cover letter. Then you'll have a chance to do that for a final draft, and that will be the end of the course. Let's have another great week. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.